Hajime Isayama's Attack on Titan is a hugely popular shonen manga with an anime series, but the adaptation process led to quite few changes. With a lot of exposition bombs being dropped in Season 3 Part 2, Attack on Titan's anime is finally giving fans some answers that they have been waiting for. Speaking of which, this list includes spoilers for both the anime and manga. You have been warned. One aspect of the anime that is praised in its dedication to following the manga. Fans have posted images of the manga next to GIF from the anime to show how perfectly the show mirrors the book pages. However, there are some differences that fans have caught. Here is what we have found. The first difference, Sasha plays a larger role in the anime. Sasha quickly won her way into the hearts of fans with her potato girl sense in Season 1. During the event of Season 2 in the manga, though, Sasha is not present. Due to her popularity in the anime's opening season, those working on the anime decided to keep her around. In fact, Sasha was almost killed off in volume 9 of the manga, according to an interview with Isama's editor. This was the reason Sasha was absent for the Clash of the Titans arc. However, the anime managed to keep her involved. The second difference, Annie's laugh was cut from the manga. One of the most memorable moments of the series is Annie's creepy and shocking laugh as a reaction to being outed as a female Titan. Some fans still debate why she laughed. Was she just relieved that the cat was out of the bag? Or was she just a bit nut at this point? Whatever the case was, it just made her seem all the more scary and unpredictable. However, in the manga, she did not have the epic laugh. Isayama originally sketched a similar moment in the manga, but ultimately opted to leave it out. He ended up regretting the decision and turned to the anime to make amends. The third difference, anime shows training earlier. One of the larger differences between the show and manga is that the manga takes a less linear path to the story. In the manga, the story jumps from little Mikasa, Eren, and Armin escaping the Titan attack that killed Eren's mom to suddenly graduating from military school. We do get flashbacks later down the line. In the anime, the training is all shown in a linear fashion. The anime obviously took the less confusing route. It also made sure we were more attached and familiar with the characters before throwing them into a tragic Titan battle. The fourth difference, Eren never got the upper hands on Annie in the manga. In the anime, during Annie and Eren's epic final Titan fight, Eren slowly gets the upper hand on her until she crystallizes. In the manga, though, this is not quite how the fight goes. Instead, Annie actually rules the fight and Eren does not get any taste of victory. It's not until Mikasa stepped in and then the entire Soviet Corps tried to take Annie out when Annie crystallized. So, while this fight was different, the first one between Titan, Eren, and Annie remained pretty similar between the manga and anime. It may have changed just to show Eren developing as a fighter. The fifth difference, the tribal personalities are a little different. While there are differences in the personalities of Mikasa, Eren, and Armin between the anime and manga, they are rather small. In the manga, Mikasa interacts with more character and Armin is less submissive. Eren is driven more by his shared dream with Armin to experience freedom rather than solely a desire to kill all Titans. Due to this, a common critique by manga fans is that Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are too simplified in the anime. Fans have noted that the anime makes Eren seems too angry, Armin too submissive, and Mikasa too obsessed with Eren. Now, in all fairness, all three characters have grown with each passing season. The sixth difference, Berserk Eren does not exist in the manga. This difference is tied to why Eren was able to get the upper hands against a female Titan in the anime and not in the manga. The key to his overpowering Annie was going to some phase called Berserk mode. In that form, he was literally on fire and got a burst of energy and power. In the manga, this never occurs. Manga fans have typically disliked this change, and it threw a monkey wrench into Eren's established powers. Also, a trait in the manga is that Eren's anger often works against him, as the story is mostly about tactics in battle. Consequently, it seemed to be a strange choice when the anime let him get stronger out of just being mad enough. The seventh difference, the anime cut some of Armin's scenes. Minor manga scenes and lines centering on Armin have not shown up in the anime. There are others where Armin is replaced with a different character. For example, in the season 1 finale, Mikasa pulls Eren out of his Titan form. In the manga, that was actually Armin. Like a lot of the changes, manga fans were unhappy with this one as well. The anime's changes put a far larger focus on Mikasa and Eren's relationship, sometimes at the cost of Armin and Eren's relationship. The 8th difference, less religious fanatics in the manga. In the very first 2 episodes of the anime, we see glimpses of priests speaking loudly to the public about the war's sacred nature and that they should not be defied. They are definitely shown as fanatic too, going as far as ignoring people in need and the titans around them so they can speak in verses. These tidbits of religion are not shown at the beginning of the manga. The anime luckily added these scenes because they knew from later chapters that they were religious beliefs based on the city walls. They might have added them early on to make the breaking of the walls even more catastrophic. The 9th difference, Carla's death is more graphic in the manga. Most would think the anime would be more graphic than the manga. In the case of Carla's death in Attack on Titan, it was a manga that went the extra mile. In the anime, the Titans kill Carla before eating her. Its large hands block the killing action, and we do not see the whole unfortunate process. In the manga, though, we see it squeeze poor Carla to death and watch it eat with Carla's leg dangling out its mouth and everything. Yikes! The 10th difference, Ymir backstory is revealed earlier in the anime. For those that did not read the manga, Ymir's backstory was very confusing. We did not yet know anything about the society beyond the walls. We did not know that people would turn into titans for punishment in that society. Despite not having any exposition for the society Ymir came from, the anime went ahead and had Ymir's story get told. In the manga, her backstory was not revealed for a long time. Fans have theorized that it is so Ymir's love for Historia would make more sense in the show. Hajime Isayama, the creative mind behind Attack on Titan, had received a second chance to redeem himself and fix his past mistake during the 3rd season. Isayama apparently isn't too fond of the manga volumes, specifically volumes 13 to 16, that make up the 3rd season arc. With season 3 of Attack on Titan already completed, let's check out what are the major differences between the critically acclaimed anime and manga. The 11th difference, the story structure. The Attack on Titan's creator discussed with the show writers the way he wanted the storylines from volume 13 through 16 to be rearranged. Due to exhaustion caused by constantly illustrating to hit deadlines, Isayama felt elements of the plot suffered and came across poorly but together. Changes were made to meet Isayama's wishes, leading to better pacing and a more satisfying emotional arc. Pivotal scenes from the manga still occur but happen sooner in the anime. Through the use of flashbacks and flash-forwards, these dramatic changes to the story structure were designed to surpass the original vision of the creator. The 12th difference, a political enemy. The man-eating giants were the biggest threat of the recent 3rd season. The first episode, entitled Smoke Signal for American audiences, introduced viewers to a new enemy, a human antagonist. As a priest was being tortured at the evil hands of the military police brigade, the Scout Regiment unknowingly found themselves investigating a conspiracy and digging up secrets that have been kept buried for generations. Rather than a straightforward narrative, the anime's 3rd season feels more like a political thriller than just another monster survival tale. The 13th difference, less Eren. Though he has significant roles in the 1st and 2nd season, Eren does not have a huge part to play with in the 3rd season, especially the first half. Other characters, such as Historia, play a much bigger role. Though Eren does have less screen time, he does get an opportunity to develop and grow. Struggling with his pride and arrogance, Eren's emotional journey forces him to confront personal issues. Eren stops feeling superior to others because he no longer believes wholeheartedly that his Titan power gives him a divine purpose. The 14th difference, the tonal shift. The 3rd season starts off with a new scenes that cannot be actually found in the manga. Viewers watch as Eren stands by himself in the grassy field, staring off into the sky and basking in the sunlight. This is a completely new scene added to the anime, marking right away how the adaptation would deviate from its original source material. Taking each other's spots in the narrative, Connie and Historia are then switched around from the cabin scene. Dialogue is tightened and removed, with far less exposition as Eren discusses experimenting with his Titan power. The 15th difference, Historia's backstory. Readers familiar with the manga would know more about Historia's backstory going into the anime. As one of the last remaining Ross family members, Historia was raised in isolation, away from Rest civilization until the fall of Ymir. The manga establishes that Historia's grandparents treated her poorly, while the spoiled neighborhood children would throw rocks at her face. The anime Titan's adaptation does make viewers feel like they were cut short of emotional impact behind Historia's sense of loneliness and sadness. The anime does condense Historia's origin story, which changes the tone of the narrative, but it does spotlight the emotional remnants of her tragic upbringing. The 16th difference, the Titan training. A major change between the anime and manga takes place when Eren successfully attempts to experiment with his Titan power. During the training session, Eren's hardening tests were a bit more extensive in the manga, leading up to his failures. The extensive tests in the manga established that there were limitations to Eren's Titan power, especially after repeated transformations. To drive the story forward, Eren's previous 2 tries were dropped, with only the 3rd attempt appearing in the anime. What mattered most in the narrative was establishing that a tired or vulnerable Eren meant his Titan ends up weaker and unstable. The 17th difference, motivations. In the 2nd episode of the 3rd season, Jujel San's full confession of his atrocities are revealed, although they are outlined in much more details in the manga. Sanders explained that the assassination of Eren's father, Armin's parent, and Historia mothers were all connected. They were all involved in the technological advancement of weapons, which could be a major problem to the tyrannical military police. Their death prevented the development of guns, which would have made revolver beneficial against the gigantic humanoids. The military police motive may not have been entirely clear in the anime. The 18th difference, the rebellion. From the manga, the uprising follows Erwin Smith, the commander of the Survey Corps, as he led the rebellion against the royal ranks. The average people gathered together in a effort to overthrow the royal rulers. Historia is the rightful queen of the kingdom, which explains why the military police want to get rid of her. The anime follows the rebellion as more of a military coup d'etat, rather than a reflection of society rebelling against higher authority. The anime focused more on Eren having to struggle against human opposition, as well as from the Titan. The 19th difference, a bleaker ending. The changes made from manga to anime were to keep unsuspecting audiences on the edge of the seat and prepare for the bleak ending, keeping the narrative more concise and momentum moving forward. The major twist comes as a shock to anime viewers, manga readers, and their characters. The final revelation of the world's secret history forces Eren and the rest of the Survey Corps to question everything they were ever told. The lie is a crushing defeat and the truth is a heavy burden. Knowing everything about himself is a lie. Eren discovers he comes from the subject for Ymir, who are born with the ability to transform into Titans. The 20th difference, the mid-credit scenes. The 4th season of Attack on Titan will deliver its final round of episodes, and hopefully close all remaining storylines. This kind of tease is only really viable in an anime and not a manga. The 4th season tease is a mix of sounds and image, jump cutting randomly. The foreshadowing start with a screaming, then glimpses of a burnt body, Eren's key, and the various death scout. With the high body count seeming likely, some characters aren't going to make it out alive in the series final. We will definitely find out if the ending of the manga will be similar or different from the anime. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Before you leave, be sure to press like button. If you're interested in anime and manga contents, please consider subscribing to our channel We Know Anime. Thank you all for watching this video. Goodbye!